Now that you're learning how to use Cricut Design Space, we're going to talk about images in this video. There's an awful lot to look at in images, so we're going to take a little time and I'll explain to you how all the images work. So when you log on to Cricut Design Space, as you're probably well aware, this is your design canvas. You might have an idea in mind and you're trying to figure out how to get started, so you're going to have a look at images. So let's click on the little image icon on the left side in the middle of your left toolbar, and it takes you to this page. Well, right now, as you can see, Cricut has an awful lot of images, over 207,000 images. And I'm going to tell you right now that changes all the time as they add more images to Design Space. And also this screen that you're seeing right now with the cat and the mushroom, that will change too. So Cricut will change your images from time to time. Now, one of the important things you need to understand about images is up here in the upper right corner, you need to select the machine that you're going to use. That can make a big difference in the number of images. I have a Maker. I also have an Explorer machine and I have a Joy. So if you click on the Cricut Joy, you can see then all of a sudden the number of images changes to 187,000 plus. So it is important to make sure that you have the correct machine selected for the project that you want to make, because some things may not be available for the machine that you have selected, even though maybe you're using a different machine. So let's go have a look over here on the right side where it has all images. This is a list of all, this is a way to kind of filter all the images that are available on Cricut. So let's talk a little bit about Cricut Access. Cricut Access is a monthly fee you pay to have access to all of the Cricut images that have this little green box up in the corner, this logo. You pay $9.99 a month, and that is actually deducted monthly automatically from your credit card, or you can pay $7.99 a month, but for a year, but you pay for the year all at one time. My suggestion is if you get a free trial with your Cricut machine that you just bought, take advantage of it and see if it's something you want to use. There are some designers who never use Cricut Access, and there are some who use it a lot. I personally use it a fair amount, so I've gone ahead and paid for my year Cricut Access option. So if you do decide to purchase Cricut Access and then in the future you decide you don't want it, then any of the images that you've saved, any of the projects you've saved with an Access image in, will actually charge you to go ahead and make it. There are also, just to be clear, because some people don't quite understand it, even if you're paying for an Access subscription, you still have some images that you're going to pay for. And those are usually the branded or licensed images. And I'll show you what I mean here in a little bit. So that is something to think about. The other thing to think about is if you decide you want to try it month to month, and I kind of mentioned this a little bit, but you decided that you really don't want it, you need to remember to cancel it, because Cricut will do an automatic charge through your credit card. So that's another thing to think about. I personally like Access, but that's up to you. There's an awful lot of stuff that you can use without having an Access subscription. So if you click on this, you have 186,000 images plus of Access. But if you click on that, you see you've got 207,000 available images. So there's quite a few in there that are not Cricut Access. I'm going to scroll down here a little bit so you can see this, because it's Star Wars, it's a branded image. It's going to cost you $1.99 to use it. So I'm going to explain a little bit too about the purchase ones. You can select that, you can design with it, you can do everything you want with it without having to pay. It's only when you actually go to make your project that Cricut is going to ask you for money. So if there is an image that you think you like, but you're not sure if you want to pay for it, You can go ahead and design with it. And then if you decide you do want to make it, you can pay for it at that point. But there's nothing to stop you from actually designing with that image. So that being said, let's go ahead and have a look at these filters. These are much more comprehensive filters than we used to have with Cricut. There used to be about 3 filters that you had, which was cartridges, Cricut images, and everything. So they have, because there's so many more images, they had to come up with a lot more filters. One other thing, over here in this corner, you've got this little box. If you click on that, you can put more images on your page. Then if you click on it, so Cricut's kind of backwards. Right now you have 4 images per line, and if you click on this, you have more images, even though this box shows fewer images. So yeah, go figure. Okay, so let's have a look at project type. These are various projects that you can select. If you want to make a card, you can go ahead and select on cards. If you want to do mug design, you can select on that. Your operation type, which will be pretty clear: cut, draw, print, then cut, or cut and draw. So as you get closer to, as you start designing, this is going to make a little bit more sense to you. And then you have image complexity, layers. So if you only want a single layer, like I'm going to guess this cat's probably a single layer, so that would show up. Ownership. Now here you go. You have uploaded, purchased, free, or downloaded. Now downloaded, uploaded, I'm going to click on that. I have uploaded 535 images onto my Cricut Design Space. All of those are right here. So here's another thing I want to show you for print then cut. When you mouse over an image, if this pops up, it is a print then cut, and that can make a difference, because if you convert it to strictly a cut machine, with this one, I'm going to have nothing but a big black square in the middle of my design space. So I think that might become clearer down the road. So all of these are images that I've uploaded, and there is no limit to the number of images that you can upload. So let's go ahead and uncheck that. It still takes me now back to 207,000 images, and you can see there's more. There's all kinds of them on here that you can scroll through, which would take forever. If you go through free, now these are images that you can try out, and there's over almost 8,000 free images. There's a lot of interesting stuff, but I also want to mention that you can select more than one filter. So go ahead and select 3 or 4 filters that might get you what you're looking for. All right, and then here's your material, which can make a difference in what you're looking for, which is with the maker you can cut vinyl, iron on, paper, fusible, ink, and chipboard. There's quite a bit. And language, if you are not an English speaking person, or English is not your first language, or there are various projects in here in different languages. So you're thinking, well, that's an awful lot of stuff to still look through all of these. Up here at the top, you have all images, and you have another kind of filter that you can do with all these various categories. So I'm going to talk quickly about Cricut cartridges. You might have heard that, or maybe you have those, and you're thinking, well, what in the heck am I going to do with Cricut cartridges? You can actually upload those into your Cricut Design Space. You have a couple of ways to do that. You can, if you have an Explorer machine, you have a cartridge slot right in there, and you can input it that way. Or if you have a maker, there is no cartridge slot, but you can call Cricut help, and they will upload them for you. However, what you're seeing here is nowhere do you see anything that looks like cartridge. Well, they don't call them cartridges anymore. They call them image sets. So this might be an interesting place where you can find a lot of themes that might match with what you're looking at. I do have my own cartridges. So if I put purchased, which basically are the ones I bought, it changes to 42 image sets. And these are Cricut cartridges that I have bought in the past. Now, some of these cartridges have a font that goes with them. You're not going to see the font anywhere in this image set. You're going to find it in the text icon, which is right down here. So let's go ahead and go back to all images. So you have this option here to select, to kind of refine again your shape that you're looking for. So let's go ahead and select food and kitchen. And so you can see here we've got 8,186 different images, and you have more options of things that you can select, and you do have all of the filters right here that we had previously. So I'm not really sure what I want to do, so I'm gonna start clicking up. I'm gonna think, I don't know what I want. So you can scroll through, but if you decide, you know, I think maybe I want to do cupcakes, so you can click on this cupcake. You can scroll down some more. You can actually do a search for cupcakes if you wish, but I kind of want to see what else they have. So, oh, there's another cupcake, kind of like that one. Oh, there's a slice of cake. Maybe I like that. Oh, here's another cupcake. So what you're going to see down at the bottom is you're going to show all the images that you have selected to insert. And I have a suggestion that if you're not entirely certain what you want to do, select all the images that you want. They're all going to show up on your Design Space canvas, and you can just delete the ones that you don't want. And even if you decide you don't want them here, you've got a little X here, and I'm going to get rid of that cake, that cupcake. Or sorry, that cake slice. You can delete them right from here. And if you scroll down, you've got it. Then when you're done, you can go ahead and insert images. So I'm going to get rid of those, and I'm going to search in food and kitchen, and I'm going to do cupcake. And I'm going to see what happens. So now I have 255 results that I can use for cupcake. So you also have a couple of things that I'm going to go over quickly because I've been talking a lot. You can see down here you have various definitions of this image. This is free. This is subscribed, which means it's an access image that I've paid for. There's also some others that are where you have to purchase, and those will be in here. Now, this doesn't have it. The other thing too is on this little cupcake, if you mouse over, you're going to find out that this is a print then cut, and that can make a difference because if it doesn't pop up like that, it is strictly a cut or draw file, and it'll usually tell you that also. So we can have a look here. Let's just have a look at this little cupcake, and if you click on this little eye, that is going to give you some more information. This is called a Santa stuck cupcake. This is the identification number that Cricut's assigned to that cupcake. And you can write that down or save that somewhere. And that is going to, you can also use that to search for that image. But let me tell you, you have to put it in exactly the way it is here with capital letters and using the hashtag in front. So maybe you're thinking, well, I like that little cupcake. Here's the image sets that go with it. And if you click on it, it's going to give you sort of coordinating, matching images that might go along with that little cupcake that you like. But if you say, I don't see anything here, you can go back to your image. So there's a lot to images. It's where the fun is with Cricut. I love scrolling through images, but you have a lot of filters. My best suggestion to you is you just sit there and try all the filters and click and see what you get. I think you're going to find it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of images. You can make an awful lot of fun projects for yourself or your friends or your family. Yes, you can create it.